Hello everybody. Welcome back to Damian Gaming. My name is Damian and well, after a very long period, I decided to stream another game. I've been having quite a bit of fun with the latest patch of Foundry and or update, let's not call it a patch. Yeah, I thought I'd make it into a YouTube series. It's mostly gonna be live streams. I'm not sure I'm gonna have time to do any sort of edited content. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Well, let's jump straight into the game. And well, let's play on a random seed. I'll use Ghost as a world name, why not? I'm not gonna change anything in terms of resource distribution. I found that base game settings are actually quite interesting, and maybe the frequency might be interesting, but maybe for another playthrough. Force greater distances, force more rail networks. Richness, I definitely don't think it would bring any sort of benefit to the gameplay. But anyway, this is meant to be entry level to Megabase. I'll spend quite a bit of time on the early game. I don't want to run out of resources, so let's go ahead with this. We have a few worlds where, well, basically, as you can see, the main difference is the resource frequency. Like, this is basically an improvement. Well, it does say here abundance of resources. I don't think I want more resource frequency than the standard world. I think that the standard world has already a high enough resource frequency, but again, let's go ahead with this. I'll leave tutorial enabled. We'll keep everything as vanilla as possible, and I will try to walk through as much of the things that I'm doing as I can. I was just thinking that, why is it that...
Welcome, operator. I'm Carl, your facility management artificial intelligence. Congratulations on acquiring a building permit and a derelict space station on this resource-rich moon, an ideal spot for industrial business endeavors. My goal is to assist you in setting up this factory. Let's run a few basic checks before we get started. Open your map to check your surroundings. Fantastic. There are several ore patches in the vicinity. Equip your ore scanner from the inventory and use it to locate the ore patches. To get started, approach both of the ore patches and mine some ore.
As I was saying, I find it very funny that almost every survival base building game, whatever you want, well, I guess not survival, but even some survival games, they always start with you dropping on a minimalistic pod on a random planet. Like, there could be some variation at least. But anyway, here we are. I'll try to not speak over the robots, at least early on. I think that some of the dialogues are quite relevant, especially when you're new to the game. So I will make some pauses whenever that happens. I could have mined substantially less, but I do want to just clear the resource patch. I do want to check. Okay, terrain block shattering speed is set to very fast. I don't want to spend too much time on that. So we have two resources. You've seen the first type. It is called Technum. For people familiar with Factory or Satisfactory, this is basically your copper. And we have our base landing pod that actually can smelt. We have a bit of extra, and this is xenoferrite, and as the name says, ferrite, it is your iron patch. At the very beginning, very similar to Factorio, iron is gonna be...
Great! Now that we have an initial supply of ore, we need to smelt it into plates and rods. Go back to your drop pod and use the built-in smelters to create your first crafting materials.
Iron is gonna be the bread and butter. As we progress, copper will be more and more relevant. There are a couple of other resources that we didn't encounter yet. We will very soon. I don't know exactly which patch they've added this in. I don't think I've played since update 1 or update 2 or something like that. But Shift Z. I want to turn sprint lock on. Yeah, they did add these collectibles. We'll go over what they do in just a bit of
Now that
time.
we have basic materials available, we should start crafting building blocks which act as a foundation for other buildings. To do so, you need to open the crafting menu and click the desired items. Then, place them in the shape of a platform next to one of the ore patches. The orange ore will be in higher demand. I suggest starting with that.
Yep, just as I was saying, orange ore, iron is gonna be in higher demand. We open our crafting menu by pressing the B key. We have all the relevant shortcuts over here. B for backpack, G for research, somehow. We're gonna go with that, sure. You have L, your flashlight. You have V, which is kind of an assistant tablet. Give you a bit of helpful shortcuts. We'll get to that in just a second. F or Shift F for dismantling. And Control C, but we do not have the drone yet. Anyway, this is our building menu. I'll start off by making some blocks. Intermediate resources. These are our plates, and finally handhelds. Let's restock this. And you know what? Let's start on... I'll keep it on this hotbar. I think that should be good enough. We'll make plenty of blocks. We need plenty of blocks. And the first thing that the robot tells us to do is to place some building blocks next to an ore deposit. We'll see why in just a second. I'll start by making this 4 wide and 12 long.
To automate ore extraction, we need to set up a drone miner. Craft one and place it on top of your foundation right next to the ore patch.
We still have a bit of ore left. It's telling us to build a drone miner. So let's start by doing that. The other deposit is right over there, and it's actually quite well in line. That rarely happens. We have some unknown resources over here. Well, let's just drag things into... You can rotate things with the R key.
Drone miners and most other buildings require power to function. Let's build a biomass generator on the same foundation as the drone miner. Once built, you need to harvest some plants and trees with your mining drill to collect biomass. Insert the biomass into the generator and it will start to power all buildings on the same foundation as the generator.
Okay, we've heard the robot. Oh my gosh, I cannot even jump on this platform. I'll make a bit of space, maybe let's say over here. We need more plates. Okay, that's all the copper we have. I'll just call them copper and iron. Did we unlock anything else relevant? Let me just hover over these. So we have our biomass burner. Let's place it. We can also place things by just left clicking on them over here. Really? This is the Is this the right thing? Biomass burner? Was it just... Okay, interesting. So I thought it was 2x2 or something like that. Apparently it's very slim. We're only gonna use this for a very short amount of time. We can drop things into the biomass burner automatically and a few of the other buildings, as you've seen with the landing pod, just by clicking on the down arrow. We can take things out by clicking on the up arrow. Right now,
I have watch your mining drones acquire your first automated ore. Aren't they beautiful? Anyways, we need to get going. Let's build a smelter next.
Okay, we've unlocked the smelter. I don't know why I keep clicking on that one. We've already established that there's now more iron in my inventory. I'll have to build more of these, so probably I'll keep this corner over here. We're gonna have a belt running through here and like this. Or actually maybe like this. I'll have the burners over on this side. And I think, let me see, do we have higher elevation terrain over here? Not for a while. And it is C in that direction. There's a bit of elevation, but by that time we'll be able to clean up debris more easily. I will collect a few of these while I'm here, but oh, too much chatting. Let's I'll drag this here because I'll need it quite a bit. So I said that it's gonna be, let's keep a bit of room. We have plenty of space.
The smelter is more efficient than the inbuilt drop pod smelter, so you should start using this from now on. Another benefit is that we can automate the smelters to make our life easier. For this, you need to connect the drone miner to a smelter by using loaders and conveyor belts. Let's start by crafting the required machines. 2 loaders, one for the smelter and one for the drone miner, as well as a few belts to connect them. While you're crafting those, let us recap the plan. We will set up a basic factory to provide us with the most crucial resources to get started. Then we'll look at getting the space station up and running again so that we can use it as a sales hub for our future products. You have the machines necessary to connect the drone miner to the smelter. Now, attach a loader to each machine and connect them with conveyor belts.
So belts work very similar to, well, any of the big games, and I'm mostly gonna reference Factorio here. That's probably my favorite game to date. Inserters, however, or loaders, how they're called here, work slightly differently than either Factorio or Satisfactory. You do need a solid block to place the base, which is the one that I'm highlighting over there. But then all you need to do is select the type of inserter. It doesn't automatically go both ways. So for this one, I'm gonna select it as an output. I find that this is a bit fiddly as we progress into the game, so I'm mostly gonna actively pick what type of operation the inserter is gonna do. So we're gonna select an output, and basically if I just target the output port of the building, you're gonna see those ports everywhere. This one has ports all over the place. That's where the ore is gonna come out of. And basically, unlike again most games, the inserters have infinite capacity. As long as there's resources and space on the belt, they are gonna output onto the belt. Okay, and this is gonna be an input. As a general rule of thumb, I like to input furthest away and output as soon as possible. So I would output from this port, I would input from this port, as you're gonna see me do in just a bit. It tells us to watch one of the tutorials.
Great! We connected the machines and have automated the tedious process of moving items by hand. Isn't automation great? Now it's time to scale up and build more smelters. A single belt full of ore can feed multiple smelters using the power of loaders. The info database has a diagram if you need one. A loader only adds enough items at a time to a machine to ensure it doesn't stop. This makes it easy for you to have multiple machines fed by a single long belt.
Okay, let's see how we're doing with resources here. We have finished everything. So this is gonna go away into my inventory. And can I destroy it? Interesting, I cannot destroy that one. Well, for now it's just gonna stay in my inventory. So I've crafted a few more things in the background. I need to craft a few more loaders. I can click on the loader. You have a quick legend over here. You can click to craft one item. You can right click to craft 5 items. Shift left for 100 items. And shift left for everything. And you can also split stacks. It's all here. Somehow when I first played, I've missed that tooltip for quite a while, and I couldn't figure out how to split stack, but well, it's all there. What else? So we need to do 4 smelters. I need to keep an eye out on the bioburner. Okay, we still have plenty. We're not consuming all that much. Similar to Factorio, you can press Q and it will pick up the building. You can do Ctrl Q and it will copy with settings. We are not setting recipes into the smelter, so that does nothing. Let's talk a bit about entry-level ratios. You can see here conveyor 1 carries over 160 items per minute, and this one ore yield 60, so we would need 2 2/3. 2 2/3? Yeah, 2 2/3 sounds right. So 3 drone miners to cover that. And if we look at crafting, it's 20 per minute, so we would need 8 to cover a full belt. And well, that's probably what we're gonna do at the very beginning.
We have completed our initial mission of setting up a smelting facility. We've done a great job, haven't we? According to our business plan, new machine blueprints will be created from research. My archive contains plans for a research server. Through material analysis, I should be able to provide a beacon blueprint. which we are going to need to notify the station of our planetary location. Let's get going and build a research server.
Okay, before getting to the research server, let's clean up a couple of things here. I still have 50 rods, it should be enough for a while. And let's see, we have the science packs. Do I want to do yeah, you know what, let's do the research server now. This is gonna eat quite a bit of my technum rods actually. Do I want that? No, I do not want that because that's gonna give me that's gonna make me have to do manual mining, which I do not appreciate. So what we're gonna actually do now is we're gonna mirror the setup we've just done for iron, and we're gonna have the same setup for copper. Okay, just did a very quick sound check, make sure that everything is looking okay. Blocks, do I need technum rods? I do need technum rods, I don't like that. But I do need to make a few more blocks. Let's make this as small as possible. I'll connect over here, and let's see, I need at least one of these, and we'll just do 2 of those for now. So let's see, mining is gonna be up to there, and I think that's gonna be enough space in the middle. We're gonna add a few more smelting columns over here in the not so distant future. So let's see, you can see when a miner is in the reach of a deposit because the deposit turns blue. As soon as I go too far away, the deposit turns, well, no color, and the machine turns red. And as long as a mining machine will always be able to reach everything, there's no hitbox, there's no weird angles. As long as it's highlighted, you're going to be able to mine it. Let's see, I'll want space for one more machine here, and I have the smelters. I do have smelters, which is very good. I'll build over on this side because I want, how much do I need? I need 2, 3, 5 spaces. Okay, that's gonna leave me with just 1 space to pass, which is exactly how much I need. Let's see, this is 4 by 3. That should be exactly how much I need for 2 of these. Input, input. We're gonna do an output here. Power connection is done through the foundation. That's why I've connected this over here. I could have built another burner as well. That's a valid option, but well, it's generally easier to just connect foundation, and pretty soon we'll have more foundation than we will ever need. Talking a bit about power, all machines are connected to the power grid. We can access the power grid from almost any machine. We're gonna see the generators, we're gonna see the power consumption. We are 100 kilowatts under, so just in time. We have technum rods, we can do this. splitting is shift left. It always goes down the middle, and that's our power solved. We'll get to automate power very fast. It's not like Satisfactory where getting to power automation is quite a tedious task. We're gonna be focusing on crafting the research servers next, and that's gonna give us almost immediate access to a new type of resource which we will use as fuel. But okay, I will turn off the light. I just realized that the stream is extremely dark. Without it, on my monitor is not as dark, but yeah, the stream is quite dark. I'm just looking at getting to 200 biomass. Probably this is gonna be the last one we need. Yeah, this looks much better on stream. Sorry about that, should have followed the tutorial sooner. It is what it is. Okay, so this is telling us to place a research server on Foundation. Well, let's do exactly that. Where's the research server? It is this one. We're gonna build more Foundation. And more belt. How are we doing with loaders? I do not want rocks. So this is 60 per minute, so I will be able to cover... Wait, 60? That means that I can only cover 3 of those. I don't know. Right, we're slowly going down in number of resources over there. I really want to finish building this foundation. Whatever. I hate falling down over and over again over there. We have our research server. Let's place it down. And you know what? Let's put this over here.
To advance in research, you need to make science packs. Craft a few by hand and insert them into the research server to research the beacon blueprint.
We need
There is
just...
a previously prepared drop pod with an additional robot assistant on the station. We can call it once we've placed the beacon.
We just need to craft 3 of those. Let's cancel everything else. Still have a bit of biomass. Unfortunately, we do not have any way to output into a chest just yet. Let's start feeding in the research. Let's start preparing for finishing this line. So I have room for 1, 2, I need 5 wide. Yeah, 5 wide or 5 length. Sometimes doesn't grab correct one. Anyway, that is all the research. Queuing up the research would have been a very smart thing to do. So I need 3 more for the terminal, and I need 3 more for the assembler. So let's shift focus just to research packs.
Got it. We now have the beacon blueprint. Craft it and place it, but not too close to your existing machines. Those drop pods tend to land right on top of the beacons.
Okay, just a tiny bit of ferrite ore and we should be able to craft the emergency beacon. Let's add more research packs. This should be enough for the second research. Let's craft a couple more things in the background. Maybe I can bypass the biomass burners. I don't remember how far down the line. We'll figure it out as we progress. Okay, that button.
Great. Now you might want to take a step back and look up. A real groundbreaker. This corporate command companion bureaucrat bot, C3BB for short, will help us with the administration of our factory. First, let's help him out of that drop pod by deconstructing and placing it in a safe location. Welcome to the ground, C3BB. We have completed setting up our basic manufacturing infrastructure. What's the situation on the space station? It's about to break apart, you say? Spontaneous explosive disassembly. That's extremely troubling. What now? There's a working construction drone bay that we can use to repair the station? Perfect. Let's establish contact and repair the most critical parts. We need to research the space station terminal. Now that we have the blueprint, we need to build the terminal to finally get a connection to the station's command center. Once built, open the control menu and start the emergency repairs upgrade. Luckily, the station has a pretty big stock of construction materials, so we don't have to worry about that for a while.
So we have a new robot, very annoying robot in my opinion. It could have some dialogue, not just this.
I agree. Preventing the space station from falling apart is our highest priority. Let's set up a connection and initiate emergency repairs. I'll guide you through the process.
Okay, we have our space station. I'll just chug everything over here for now. Name this similar to the world and we'll choose purple. I think that matches the channel logo quite a bit. Let's see if we have anything here that vaguely resembles the channel logo shape. Maybe this one? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go with that. So this is our space station, kind of the second layer of the game. What did it tell us to do in here? Initiate emergency repairs. So you can always enter a machine by pressing the E key. And station upgrades, we need to do emergency repairs. We'll get to do all of these repairs in time.
Our construction drones on the space station are working on their first station upgrade. This will take a bit. Let's shift our focus back to the factory. You're right, C3BB. We need to automate research and unlock more technology before we can get serious on manufacturing our first product. If we unlock the assembler, we can use it to automatically craft all the items needed for research. Use belts and loaders to fully automate the process. And don't forget to automatically bring the science packs to the research server.
Okay, let's do well, kind of that. Produce 20 science packs in an assembler, research basic infrastructure, research burner generator. Okay, that's the research I was looking for. So we need the assembler and we need burner. What do I need for burner generator? Okay, basic infrastructure or scanner for ignium, which is our coal basically. And finally burner generator to automate power. How are we doing with power? Not great. I think I need to do another round of biomass mining. We can turn off the light. I need to remember to turn on the light when it gets dark again. And I'll probably just need about 100 or so. I am really happy I didn't spawn in a very mountainous terrain, because we cannot really relocate from the starting area, but we can build our main base in a different place if it was a big problem. However, it is not that big of a problem right now, so we'll just go with this. How am I doing with power? We're still 200 megawatts. Okay, 200 is not that bad. So first question is, what do we want to do? We want to automate science packs. Let's do science pack automation first. Logistic containers are gonna be useful. I might think of using them. But let's have a look very quickly at the science pack recipe. We need technum rods and we need machinery. And for one assembler that produces 2 per minute, it needs 10 machinery parts. Machinery parts is 40. So we could build maybe let's build 2 assemblers and plan for 8 science packs. But first we need to automate our ore extraction. We've just finished our quest to stabilize the space station. Next big quest is gonna be to automate power.
With the station secured, we can...
I will...
You're right. Collecting biomass by hand isn't future-proof. We should use ignium ore and the burner generator so that we can automate our energy production.
I'll deal with that a bit later, and I have almost entirely forgotten that we do not have access to this loader yet. I'll actually prioritize that, because right now we cannot output on the lane that we want to output. Okay, so And no building blocks. Okay, that should give us some building blocks. And I am thinking, do I want to leave room to expand this or to expand this later? Maybe expand in the other direction. Yeah, I'll expand in the other direction. So the lane is gonna come through here. The assemblies are 3 wide, so one more. I think I'll just do something like this for now. Drop the assemblers over here, and there we go. Our first assembler is down. We will get machinery parts out of this assembler. This is my last inserter, which is not great. Problems. Build one more of these. I think that should be the last one that I need until I'm able to fully automate power. I don't want to stay on a strained grid. Speed degrades quite a lot. How's research going? Do I have anything else to put in? That should be enough to get me through that research. Let's clear these things out. I never really found a use for those things until now, at least. I was thinking to put the miners down, but I don't want to put them down yet. That's gonna use quite a bit of power. We have our tier 2 loaders. So again, unlike, let's say, Factorio, actually no, we do have length 2 loaders in inserters in Factorio as well, and I guess that's tier 2 loader. I am just thinking how I'm gonna automate the last machines here, and I think that this is gonna be our parts. I'm gonna have another lane here. I think it is going to look something like this. Over here. So when dragging belts, you have a very nice system to anchor the belts. You press R, it's gonna create an anchor, and now you're dragging from that point. There's no physics limitation when building, so basically you can build wherever you wish. Let's make a couple of outputs. Let's make a couple more of these, and I'm very low on belts as well. I might use this space temporarily to put a few machines for, let's just say, useful items. couple of ramps. Actually, I can avoid using ramps. I can have the output belt just go like this, I guess. And we're gonna do a small redesign here. So F deletes a single item, it takes a while to delete. Shift F works much better, but it can be a bit difficult to get used to, or at least that's how I found it. You press Shift F, you click once where you want to start the drag, and then you're dragging a rectangle in the horizontal plane. Click once and then drag in vertical plane, so up or down. I am still waiting for my assemblers to be done. I might just put a couple of extra machines over here, and I'll expand smelting lines over in that direction and in that direction. But for now, let's see. Let's put a panel over on that side. And just want to put 2 of these. Let's set the recipe first. So we're gonna be building science packs, 2 of these, and I need to output. That's the output. You can also look, well, the color is the obvious one, but you can see the arrows as well. And let's see, this is gonna be input. I want to input right after the output, so we already said that one of these is gonna cover 4, so it's definitely gonna be able to cover that one. Let's keep the input symmetric, so this is gonna be on the center. That's the first requirement. Let's take our inserters and let's go furthest away. Last bit I want to do is output. 1, 2. And we are producing. No active research because I've cancelled. We're gonna queue that one up, and we definitely want the construction drone. Construction drone is wonderful. In my first playthrough, I haven't used it for a very long time, and after I've used it a few times, I started wondering how I managed to get that far into the game without without needing it. It is awful to build in this mode. You're gonna see the construction drone in action in just a bit of time, but for now let's spend all of our resources on building blocks. We need a lot of building blocks. Sorry, my bad. 4 research servers for now, and then building blocks. Inserters, I do have inserters. And what I want to do here is get past the ore deposits. I need space around the ore deposits to mine. This looks good enough. The research server is 3 by 3. I want to build... How many did I make? I made 4 of them, so that's 12 wide. 4 by 12 wide, and obviously there's a plant in my way. Sometimes I'll find myself placing random things. Anyway, basically misclicks is what it is. Let's get the research packs over here. You can drag in any direction, doesn't really matter. Oh, come on. Right now I can, if I fall down, I cannot get back on this platform because it's too high. That looks like an insert. Yes, it does. 3, 4. Perfect. So now we're researching. We are, let's see, we're doing 1 per 10 seconds, but this is not all that relevant. Later game research is gonna be 1 to 30. Nevertheless, let's try to check the grid. We can build a bit more.
Scanning. That'll come in handy. Ignium is an ore that is highly flammable and can be used for automated power generation. Research the burner generator to utilize it. Ignium is buried beneath the ground. Use the scanner and your drill to find it.
Really? I didn't copy with... Really? That's why it was so slow. Okay, that makes a bit of sense now. Fritter, go away please. I do not want to build over you. So... let's do 3 more of these. I might have to expand my Technum rods. I am almost out of belts, so let's queue up a bit more belt. Also, yeah, this was actually being consumed faster than it was produced. I'm only outputting on outputting on 2 belts, not ideal. I am low on power. Yeah, not ideal. Plenty of foundation, at least. And there's our ignium deposit. Not in the best place, to be fully honest. We have a xenoferrite ore that's unreachable. We need mining force 1. We'll get to that at a later point in time. No clue what those other resources are, but for now, burner generator is almost done. Am I out of... Okay. Do I have any biofuel left? Anything to get us over the hump?
That's a lot of new technology. The recently unlocked burner generator will be crucial to automate energy generation. You can send ignium ore from drone miners right into it. It's also more efficient. Our next task is a big one. It's time to make some profits. According to our corporate strategy document, there is a very simple transport robot design we can make with our limited technology. This transport bot shall be our first product. Yes, I know. We need to get it to the station to sell it. For that, we'll use shipping pads. Spaceships can land there to transport items between the planet and the station. We will need to buy our first spaceship. We still have some Firmalite stored on the station, which is the galactic currency. A broken hangar? All right, we'll have to repair it before we can buy a ship. Operator, you know how station upgrades work. Let's go.
Okay, that's the actual ignium ore. It's a very tiny deposit. I found this very late in the game, but you can look with a tablet. You can see at the top left it says how much ignium ore each block has, which by itself not all that useful. Let's keep things on the same level. We will rebuild all of this at some point, but no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. The reason why I've done this is because I want to be able to use the power I have at my base. And I have 2 miners. And because of that one hole over there, they will have access to the entire deposit. No need to... It took me a while to realize that. No need to dig up the entire deposit or anything like that. This is actually very fortunate that our ignium ore deposit is towards the water. You'll see why in just a bit. Where do we build? 2 of these should be enough, I hope. No power. Is that because I've run out of... Yeah, that's very likely because I've run out of fuel. Where am I gonna build this? Let's build over there. So this is gonna be my belt. I don't think I'll ever need more than 3 of these. So 4x8. No. 5x8 because I need 1 space for the inserter. I always forget about that. Let's have the panel facing towards us. This is gonna be input for both of them. Okay, this should start giving us ignium ore. And they say we have completed automated power. Fuel efficiency is just 80%, but this is the only fuel we have right now, so basically this is the entire setup for automated power. We can see our base started running again. This will burn the biomass first and then go to the ignium ore, but we are more than okay with that. And yeah, right now I'm just looking at something to get me through the early game and ideally not have to rebuild too much of my base once I'm out of early game. We can now destroy those and completely get rid of them. We're never gonna see those things again. I don't care about the ignium ore. Just a bit of inventory cleanup. Let's sort that.
We did it! Automated power generation is the backbone of every factory.
So our next task is transport, bot, assembly and shipping. Now Do I want to do that first? Or do I want to do this one first? I want to do that one first, to be honest. And then we will continue. This is a neat one to have. This one is gonna be faster. It's gonna give us the shipping pad.
During descent, I observed remnants of an ancient alien civilization scattered near the landing zone. The Omni Analyzer will be essential to uncovering their secrets. Time to begin the search.
Okay, that's gonna be a bit tricky. I thought I had one more space available. I can do that over here though, like this. This build is in a very convenient place. Anyway, let's go ahead with this. So I'll make 2 of these. The goal is to automate, or at least half automate, our basic materials, so we don't have to handcraft everything every time. We already have this, so we can take some of that. Another very important part is electronic components, which is only Technom rod driven, because wire coil is again Technom rods. The nicest way I found to chain 2 buildings together is like this. I kind of hate that I've oriented them the other way around. It is what it is. So that's input, that's input. And for now, I'll just take out of the building, but we've automated electronic components. Let's finish this. How many do I need? I need 2 more. Let's finish this array. Oh, look at that. I'm out of electronic components. Good thing I've just built a ton of electronic components. Didn't I just build a smelter? I must have gotten distracted. Okay, we don't need this much just yet, but it's gonna be very helpful to have some place to just collect things from. And speaking of some place to just collect things from, let's do this. Let's actually make some chests. One there. One there and one there. I am going to limit this. At the beginning, I'm gonna actually keep a lot of iron on me. Last one. Actually, let's get all resources. So input, gonna be input. Let's limit this to 9. Let's take 2 stacks. It's better. And before anybody says anything, I know that this is not a ratio. We could technically power 2 of these with just one of those, but right now I just want to get basic ingredient production. Good thing I checked because I almost forgot to limit that one. I am wondering if there's a way to auto grab. Let's get this one over here. Right now we should not have any more. After you've placed it, you can also do shift left click to copy, shift right click to paste. You don't have to take it with the recipe from the very beginning. I don't know how much of that I'll be able to sustain. That's gonna be an output. This is gonna use 40 per minute, and this is I still have 4 that are producing extra on top of that, and there's no other consumer just yet. I'm sure I limited that at some point. Maybe I've imagined it. We have some plates, some technum rods, not enough parts and not enough components. Well, components will be able to get more. No active research once again. Okay, I need to get that one. I'm trying to remember if there was anything worthwhile at this level. No, we'll need tier 2 very soon. I'll just queue up everything afterwards just so that we finish the current research. And very soon we'll have to automate building blocks, which is gonna be extremely easy. We just add on top of this. And what else? Building blocks and belts. Belts again, we can very easily automate. And that's gonna be our tier 2 science. Now, one of the things we've researched earlier is the building drone. The building drone allows us to basically fly, and we can build, we can do everything. The only thing we cannot do with the building drone is dig, which is, it is what it is. And also, we have, if you look on the HUD, now at 20% in the bottom left corner, we have a range limitation. So we cannot go too far from our robot, but other than that, it's extremely useful when building.
Okay, math genius. If it takes 8 small smelters to fill up a conveyor belt, then we'll build 8 for each metal ore. You're right. This will provide a good supply of plates and rods. But given the task at hand, soon we might have to scale it up even further. For now, let's not get ahead of ourselves and just take a moment to celebrate this victory.
Okay, so over here we need to fix our hangar. Still have a bit of resources. And what else? Buy small cargo ship, task it with planetary shipping, place a shipping pad, and deliver bots to the station. They're also expecting us to start building bots. Look, technically we could be building some bots, but that's not a very urgent matter. More urgent is the fact that our grid is already strained, so let's add 2 more burner generators. I think 2 more should be enough for now, and let's keep building and expanding. So 5 by 8, I think it's correct. As you can see, much better. Now let's see, this is using I actually have no idea well, we could look at the ore. Where can I get the fuel properties of the ore? I think the answer is I cannot. Unless I do this. So this gives me 10 megajoules. Conversion between megajoules and megawatts is I actually don't know how to do that, so let's just say that 2 of these I think should be enough. If they aren't, I will build more. I kind of remember there is a way to figure that out, but at this point I don't remember where I can see it. And let's expand a bit. Where is it? Let's get the Omni Analyzer. I do remember this being different in a very early version of the game. This didn't exist. But there are some things on the planet that we can collect. Some of them on the surface, some of them we'll have to dig for. And we analyze, and this is basically the equivalent in Satisfactory of what was it? It was not the slugs, it was the improvements to the robot. So as you can see here, we can get improvements, we can get better drill, faster excavation speed, faster handcrafting, and this is quite crucial. Better drone range, very awesome. Drone excavation, I don't use this all that often, maybe I should use it more often. Cave scanning, we need to do short range scanner. Let's do short range scanner and collect enough to do our upgrade. So what do we need? I'll actually do cave scanning first. I just need 20 of those. We've unlocked the scanner, so you can see in the top left over here, it gives us the, we can press the J key to configure the scanner, whether to scan for anything or not. Right now we can just scan for Sinoscrap, and not that far away, I'll do a small side quest. Sometimes it's faster just to look on the map. There's usually plenty of scrap around. It's a bit difficult, at least for me, to look both at the screen and at the radar for direction. Hopefully I can get a bit better at it. There it is. And I want to get 20 of these. I'm at 12. There's one more. Last one. And if I was just a bit planning ahead, I would have taken the building with me, which I'll need to remember to do next. So cave scanning, in case we'll find a very high concentration of this stuff. This is also gonna be very, very cool to have until we get a jetpack. So let's set our filter to, okay, Xenox scrap. This is gonna target our caves, and well, we just need to look around a bit. And usually around water, I've noticed that the caves are actually open. You don't need to dig too much underground. Otherwise, if it's in the middle of a mountain, quite a bit of digging would be involved. Let's see if I am lucky. Oh, there we go. This is hopefully a cave entry. This actually looks like a surface cave. I think somewhere in the description it says it's meant to be a cave. Or maybe I just got used to them in my other playthrough. All the time encountered were in caves, and oh, this leads into a cave. Let's turn on the light. I actually do not know how much I need. I'll maybe stop at around... No, let's make a stop at 60. And see, so rocket boots is definitely the first one we want to get. What do we want next? Excavation speed and or crafting speed. Let's go crafting speed. And excavation speed, we have enough. And I'll just do a quick check to see how much I still need to collect. I don't want to over collect at this point. So that's 60, 70. We need to get 295. We're at 7, so there's quite a bit of collection. But I don't know, my impression is that getting this out of the way as soon as possible is the best way to go. The improvements are quite nice. Please tell me this is not the end of the cave. So So one of the things I have just unlocked is the double jump functionality, and this is the end of the cave. Oh no, there's branching. And if there's branching, there's a very high chance that this is the only cave we'll need. Otherwise, I'll have to look around for a secondary cave, or if it's just one or two more, I'll just get them from the surface. Well, that is highly unfortunate. That was the whole branching. Drill shape is definitely the more important one. Personal excavation drones. I might try to use them more until we get railways. Railways is by far the best way to excavate in this game. So, how many do I still need? I need 37. 37 is gonna take way too much to collect. Let's do one of these. It's gonna take way too much to collect from the surface, so... let's look for a secondary cave. Since I'm here, let's do a scan, see if I find anything else. I'll try to look for... some nice terrain. Let's go over the water. Okay, apparently there's a cave at 33 below. I am right below a cave. Do I want to dig like this? 40 below is a lot of digging. I do not want that. That does look like a very big cave though. It's gonna be good to do a bit of exploration. Okay, this is much better, and we actually have the cave entrance over here. Perfect. I'm really happy I didn't go to that 40 below cave, although it might actually be the same one. Actually, I'm not sure what the radar locks on. It might lock on the nearest scrap piece. Perfect. Let's make sure that it is actually all I need. More excavation drones, always nice. Excavation drone speed. Movement speed of the excavation drones, sure. We like movement speed for excavation drones. We need xenocrystals to move on to the next stage. We do not have xenocrystals yet. I usually keep this on 0. Lots of resources that we have no idea what they are. We'll get there, no worries. Did we find anything else? We have not found anything else. I'll just head straight straight to the shipping pad. So the task we are faced with now is to build a small cargo ship, and let's look a bit at just a bit of automation here. So we need plates, machinery parts, which we already have them on 2 belts, but we need electronic components, which we actually don't properly have on belts. Oh, yes. Obviously, and what's worst is that this would take up everything, so there wouldn't be anything left for my sense. Okay, we have enough things to build a lot. Building should be faster now for many reasons. We've done research improvements, we've done so you can also toggle the direction after things are built. Let's finish doing this. We will deplete this deposit very soon, but there's plenty of deposits around. There's generally gonna, well, there's this one already over here, and very likely we'll be able to find some just slightly outside of our reach. Now, I'm wondering which one do I want to build first, because I have a very good opportunity to sort out my belt production. So I believe that just one factory, which I can definitely sustain even now, one factory of this and one of blocks, which is 72 plates. That might be a bit more than my current setup can produce, but not that far-fetched. But that's gonna give us 240. Did I unlock the final research? No. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, I definitely have enough production to cover this and the bot supply. I kind of do want to get rid of the junk research first and only then unlock this. We can see over here the science packs that are required for each research. So this is just blue, this will require blue and red. And this will give us access to conveyor belt 2. Conveyor belt 2 is same resources, same setup, so we will be using conveyor belt 2 for a huge chunk of the game. yeah, we're gonna get freight elevators, we're gonna get all the good things. Lots of good things at research tier 2. I've done that. Let's make progress with the game now. So I want to plan just a bit ahead. 8 per minute is a very small one, so that's 2 of my miners. I think I'm gonna do this. Something doesn't feel right here. Mm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, I guess everything is right. Okay. So here's how things are gonna work. I'll let that's gonna fill up, and then that's gonna be a huge load off the system. Let's move our robot just a bit closer to where we're building. Let's do it like this. I'll keep the ratio to 4 machines for now. Did I leave 2 spaces here? Yep, that's perfect. So this is the standard setup for electronic components, which kind of reminds me a lot of the setup ratios in Factorio, maybe somewhat. Well, Factorio is 3 electronic components, green circuits, 2 green circuits to 1 of these. This is the other way around, but yeah, similar setup, similar ratios at least. That's how I'm seeing it. What do we want here? We want input. So that's gonna drain quite a bit. These 2 machines are always gonna have ore. These 2, as long as this is not full. Yeah, I don't know how much it's gonna be able to sustain. Anyway, let's expand just a bit more and do the outputs. So now we do not need the wire on the belt. We do need everything else, however. And now we can only grab from a distance of 2. I'm wondering, did I leave enough room? Yeah, I think once we get to yellow belts, I'll definitely expand that way and maybe move my miners over there. That's gonna give me way more throughput for the same setup. What do I want to build next? I want to set up for Sans Pack 2. Let's actually prioritize Sans Pack 2. That's per minute, 2 per minute, so I'll need 9 and 12 blocks. Okay, I need to get the blocks and conveyor belts first. So conveyor belts is external ferrite plates and machinery parts. So I can get those straight there. That one's already built. Let's do it like this. I'll have to figure out where the output is gonna be. So I can do this one like this. This one is plates and technum rods. Plates and machinery parts, so input plates, input, and the only place where I can see an output is over here. And this one is plates and technum rods. I'm thinking if I want to move the research server somewhere out of the way, I'll probably build towards the water. So water is over there. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'll probably get my research over there. One of the things I enjoy about this game is that it's a lot more, let's call it forgiving. Let's finish up the research queue. And this is probably gonna be the top priority, to be honest. We've started getting... this is slopes, so this is how you move resources across different levels. One of the ways at least. And if I do it like this, I could technically remove that block and move the conveyor belt over that way, but that's not a great way to do things because you're gonna lose power connection. I find it a lot nicer to just dig 2 levels down. We're gonna change the slope back up, try to build on the same level. Well, you've probably already guessed why I've done that. That's gonna be my second tier science, and I'll build over on this side. So that's for the research servers. This is gonna be for our 2 belts. I can put everything down now. I just have to reroute my belts. So for this I'm gonna use this. And the thing I'm gonna be careful is to not go up because that's gonna delete the inserters, and not go down because that's gonna delete the foundation. And you probably guessed it that I've done that quite a few times before I've learned that it's not a good idea to do that. But anyway, let's delete this. Let's delete this for now. Research packs should be coming over this way. There we go. And let's leave a bit of room there. Panel facing this way. The same 4 that we had previously. And let's delete the excess belts. Let's drop our sans packs. All of these working? Yes, all of those are working. Very slowly, but all of them are working. So I'm gonna do something very similar. I'll take those 2 belts, I believe, somewhere. Somewhere over here. And I think I'm gonna build, say, something like this. We'll have this belt be the sans belt. This is for the 3rd sans. Actually, this is gonna be our 2nd tier or red sans pack. But right now we don't have the inserter that can, or loader that can reach over here, so we're repurposing that. By the time we're gonna have that sans pack, we're gonna have the loader that reaches 3 spaces, and yeah, everything will fall into place. So right now let's insert that one. Let's insert this one. That should mean that we are producing building blocks. But I also need to get the building blocks out. I need to get these ones out. I'm gonna use the exact same trick. I need to get over here to be able to mine though. And unfortunately, I do not have the same like I had earlier. Actually have a hole right in the correct place. Doesn't matter all that much. Yes, I do need to get myself out of here. How do I get myself out of here without digging too much? They're the same width, so let's try to keep an alignment. What what am I building here? I am building the science pack. 2, 3, 4. Very good idea to keep the same ratios. Really? I cannot do the jump? The robot can do the jump, it's just me that cannot do the jump. Also, I don't know why I'm doing this. And I could be doing this. So... you're gonna find me alternating the setups, but I'll generally try to keep some sort of a pattern. Sure. Let's do from the middle. And all I need to do now is bring the two belts over here without disrupting anything else too much. Where is it better? Okay, I cannot do it on that side. I'll have to do it. I have to do it on this side. Okay, that's our first belt. We'll need to somehow squeeze underneath. But that's the wrong way. Needs to be upslope. So we'll be able to build here. We'll not be able to build over here. But we cannot put blocks over them, which is, I guess, it's fine. I'll need to do a bit of belt weaving around here. So this one's gonna be that one, and I'm using the anchor system quite a lot. I think it's a very nice system to drag belts. Oops, this one actually failed. With a robot, normally you cannot get in these angles. Okay, and just in time, we are done with all the blue science, and we can now start focusing on red science. I think station antenna is gonna be a huge thing that's gonna unblock a lot of research for us. Inventory space is always a nice research to have, though. Let's do this. Let's do that one, that one. I don't really need the logistic containers right now, so we're gonna unlock this. We'll get explosives, mineral rocks, and that's gonna unlock. Actually, sorry. Steel making is the important one. Or refinement, very important research. But actually, I do have technology I want to focus towards. It's pipes, it is high voltage grid, and high voltage grid is gonna give us the steam turbine and the boiler. And we're already at trains. We can unlock trains very early in the game here. I like it. As we can see, we are researching now. We'll be able to get assembler 2. I don't remember exactly behind what assembler 2s are locked. Freight elevator, is it a tier 3 research? It might be a tier 3 research. No, it is just here. And do I want to get assembler 2 first? It is locked behind steel production. I'll just leave it running like this. It's gonna be a while until we actually get steel running. Let's see what our little friend over here wants to say to us. Did we make progress with anything? Lights.
Are you feeling a little spooked when it's dark?
Yeah, I do not want to build lights just yet. Last thing for today. Let's see how our space station is doing. So we have spaceships. I think we are meant to buy a spaceship, assign it to planetary shipping. That is great. That is already a huge part of the task done. Last thing I want to do is I'm gonna go over to the side here. Let's clear an area. I want box shape. Okay, that clears just blocks. I never tried it on the surface. It will clear the things on top of the blocks. Yeah, I think we'll build over here. I will need to clear way more space though. And it's primarily gonna be depth that we're looking at clearing. Let's make sure that we have some assemblers. I am out of machine parts. I'm not that great with... Oh no, actually it's just machine parts. I still have quite a bit of plates. So let's go grab a few more machine parts. While I might as well grab plates. Right, I do want to make 2 more logistic containers. Because over here, 1, 2. I'll leave that one here for now. I actually don't want it. Foundation, we will need a lot of foundation. Foundation stack is 1000, so I'll keep 2 stacks. We'll be switching over to belt, so I'm not gonna store the belt just yet. Anyway, last thing I want to build is the robot and actually setting up a trade route. I think that's where the quest will lead us, if I remember correctly. So again, Plates, machinery parts, electronic components. We have... Well, we have everything we need. Let's actually do some splitters. Inventory cleanup. I'll just put this one somewhere, hopefully out of the way. That's not good. Yeah, I cannot do that. So what are my options? I think that this is my only other option. Slope down. I really hope I didn't pollute. The belt, it's easy to clean up. It's not a big drama. Surely I've made... Did I make just one? Let's make a few of them. Okay, why can I not see them? That's why. Can I build over here? I actually can. So that's gonna be over here. One, two, and actually let's keep this one up. We'll have space of 3, and then the next belt is gonna come over like this. Honestly, I'm not sure that this is really needed anymore, because I think that we're getting very close to the finishing the starter setup. Okay, we do need to clear up a bit more. I'm not gonna leave as much room as I would normally do. I did find I don't know, at least what I considered a very nice way of organizing the base and actually doing some form of a main boss. We'll very likely get to that in the next stream. So you're gonna be building transport bots. We are lacking resources. Oh, some plates are starting to come through at least. Don't ask me why, but I found that generally doing 5 of these is a nice number, and it was able to carry me through quite a bit of the game. Let's do output. And the shipping pads are big. Let's leave a bit of room, and actually I just need, well, they need to be the other way around. I want to leave a bit more room, so I need to dig 3 more, and then just a bit more into the side here. So maybe something like this, plus 1, 2, 3. And the trick with mining with bots is to always go as close to the blocks that they're mining as possible. This way the transition is almost instant. There we go. And I do not want to build. I keep hitting the wrong button. Emergency beacon. Do I need the emergency beacon? Don't believe I do anymore. Okay, I do need more blocks. Blocks should be constantly going until they fill up. It's gonna take a while, which is gonna drain some resources, but it is for a good cause. We need a lot of building blocks. And I did say, okay, input ports are over there. Let's go with this alignment. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. So this is the shipping pad. And shipping pad is what we're going to use to send resources over to the space station. It has input belts and output belts. They're predefined. They cannot be reconfigured. So yeah, it tells us that the shipping pad is not configured, so it cannot take any resources in right now. We can configure our shipping pad. We don't have much configuration to do now. We just have the T1 cargo, which can transport 21 items at once. We want to do full trips, so we are going to leave it at 25 items.
We did it. That was quite a lot, right? But it'll be worth it. Just one more step to make some cash. We can convert an old hangar to a sales platform from which passing traders and customers will be able to buy our products. Once built, we need to enable sales through the station command menu, and then we wait. You'll be notified about sales every hour.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna carry this with me. Because this is the only way to access the space station, and as long as we have a powered platform, we can access it. So station upgrades. We want the sales platform. We don't have enough power, so we need to repair the solar panels first. Once we repair the solar panels, we can build a sales platform. At this level, the build is quite fast. Let's leave that there for now. Expand this a bit so I don't keep falling over. I'll leave that rock there for now. It is what it is. Iron plates. Okay, this is full, so we should, at least in theory, be getting plenty. Oh, they're all going into my factory. You know what? Let's help a bit. So solar panels are already done. I'm just gonna give some plates so that robots can be constructed. We actually sent something to the space station. In case you haven't noticed, the space station is actually up over there and it is not looking all that great. We will take care of that very soon. But for now, we have our sales platform. We do have our antenna, which we want to construct as soon as possible. That's 10 megawatts of power. That will take us to no power, I believe. We do want the hull. How many? We're gonna be very soon limited on construction materials. Let's leave it like this for now, and I think that this is gonna be the end of the stream. I just want, while the sales platform is building, I want to plan just a bit ahead. So I think we're gonna build power maybe somewhere over there. And then we might do, we might be starting the setup for our main base. I think we're gonna have the main railway going somewhere like this. Okay, we actually have two deposits over here. That's the symbol for the oil reserves, which is very nice to have two of them so close to the base. And another one over here that looks like a big one as well. That's really awesome. So that means still train station coming over this way will build elevated. We'll start using the fact that in this game we can build basically anywhere. We go. Okay, so one of the core mechanics in this game is, well, taking over the world, and that's gonna be our goal for the series. How we do that is we make money. How we make money is by selling robots, and we have two ways of selling robots. Right now we only have one way unlocked, which is our sales platform. We can enable this. I generally don't like to keep the regular price. I want to get as much money from my resources as possible, so I'm just gonna enable 50% tax. That's a very good price for the robots. I don't want to actually save anything for now. That's our only way of making money. We've learned how to make steel. We have the galaxy map. quite a few things to read through there, but nothing interesting. This is our world. We will want to take over the world, and the way we're gonna do that is by market dominance. Right now we have our tiny sector over here with our space station and our lonely planet, but we can make connections to new sectors, and if you look over here, they all want to buy various types of robots. We will be delivering those robots. There we have our only one we know to do right now, the transport bot. This is actually a very easy sector to take over. Not that we get any benefits right now from taking over a sector, or not that I'm aware of. I haven't fully played this game through. I've just made enough progress to know that I want to make a stream out of it. I've enjoyed it a lot, and well, I've enjoyed it a lot to actually make a rerun. So yeah, this is, we're gonna be looking at this over in the next next stream. Galactic market, we will make, as soon as we start making some money, we will start buying some construction material, which is needed to upgrade our space station. So if you look at space station here, we generally, it tells us the costs for everything. Obviously, the further we go, the bigger the costs are gonna be. Right now we could queue this one up.
Ah, the smell of profit. We've set up the basics, but there is a lot to come. I know I've been bothering you a lot. I'll dial it back a bit from here and let you follow your own plans. Oh right, one final thing. I mentioned it before, the galactic currency is called Thermalite. It's a precious metal that is both used as currency and as crafting material. You don't need that yet, but soon you will need to ship it to the planet from the station to make use of it.
So there we have it. This is our small setup for today. And yeah, we're gonna call it a day here. We can actually see a new panel, which is profits. And tomorrow we'll look at expanding said profits. That being said, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this wonderful